You walk onto the lot. You have not said a word. The salesman is already walking toward you. He looks at your shoes, your watch, the car you came in. He sees where you parked it, crooked, near the service entrance, because you did not want it seen. By the time he puts out his hand, he has a number in his head. Not the car's price, yours. He knows the rate you will sign. He knows the moment you will stop reading and just initial. He smiles like he is glad to see you, and he is, the way a fisherman is glad to see the water. You think you were there to buy a car, and you cannot know yet that the car was never the thing they were selling. That is the whole story. 6 levels, from warm water to perfect espresso. And nobody tells you the strange part. The handshake never changes. The room behind it does. They walk you to a different door every level, and the only thing they are ever measuring is you. His name is Greg, remember him. There is another man here too. His name is Marcus. You will become one of them. You will be terrified of becoming the other. Level 1. No credit. You are young, and you have never borrowed money in your life. You think this is a good thing. You have no debt. You have a warehouse paycheck. It clears $2,100 a month. You have $800 saved. Your aunt opened the account when you were a kid. You walk onto the lot believing something. That a person who owes nothing is a person worth trusting. Greg knows you are a ghost. To the lender, you do not exist. No file, no score, no history of paying anyone back. And a person with no history reads the same as a person with a bad one. He walks you to an old sedan. 110,000 miles on it. The sticker says 9,995. He does not offer you coffee. He offers you a bottle of water, warm, from a flat of them by the door. You do not get the keys. He rides with you, one hand on the dash, his door unlocked. He talks the whole time about the engine, like it is a thoroughbred, but he is teaching you something you did not sign up to learn. Money is not a thing you have. It is a thing you are allowed to borrow, and you have not yet earned the right. You watch how he holds the keys, in his fist, in his pocket. He never quite hands them over. You tell yourself that is the rule for everyone. It is not the rule for everyone. It is the rule for you. You do not know it yet. A man at level 5 gets a different key. They hand it to him. They tell him to take the car for the weekend, alone. No salesman. See how it feels in your driveway. You get the warm water. You get the fist around the keys. He gets the weekend. Same handshake at the door. You leave without buying. You feel small. You do not know why. At this level, you are not a customer. You are a lesson they are about to teach you about money. Level 2. Subprime. You are older now, and you made one mistake. A credit card. You maxed it. Then you missed. Then you missed again. A number lives on you now. 591. You have never seen it. You cannot picture it, but it follows you into every building like a smell. You need a car. The warehouse closed. The new job is far. The bus does not run early enough. Greg shakes your hand, or a man exactly like Greg, and this time he walks you somewhere. Past the showroom floor, past the glass offices, to a small room in the back. No window. The finance manager is in there. His name is Dave. And Dave's whole job is the markup. You think the bank sets the rate. It does not entirely. The bank approves you at 11%. Dave writes you up at 18. The 7 points in between are the dealerships. Quietly, forever, on every payment you make for the next 6 years. He offers you a coffee here. It comes from a machine in the corner. A thin paper cup, a cardboard sleeve, lukewarm. It tastes like the inside of the machine. It is the first coffee anyone on a lot has ever offered you. You take it because it feels like respect. You wrap both hands around the cup, the way you do with anything warm when you are nervous. You do not understand yet. The coffee arrived at the exact moment you became profitable. Greg gave you warm water when you owed nobody anything. Dave gives you coffee the second you agree to owe him for 6 years. The drink got better because you got worse. You cannot see that yet. They are counting on it. You sign your name 11 times. Your hand is sweating. Dave slides each page across with 2 fingers. He turns it the right way for you. He says it in the warm voice of a man on your side. Right here for me. You initial the 18% without reading it. You drive off in a car that is yours.
technically. The way a thing is yours when a stranger can take it back. At this level, you are not a customer. You are a margin. Walked to the back room, sat in front of Dave. Level 3, Prime. You are older still, and you did the boring thing for years. You paid on time. You let the number climb to 720. You never once watched it climb. You make $71,000 a year now. You have a wife named Carmen. You have a daughter who needs a car seat. The kind that meets a standard you had to look up. You walk onto the lot. Greg shakes your hand. Something is different. He calls you by your name twice in the first minute. He has your file open on a tablet before you reach the desk. Here is the foil. There is a man 2 spaces down. He is looking at the same model you are. His name, you will never learn, is Marcus. He is wearing a polo shirt. His employer's logo is on it. He came straight from the warehouse you used to work at. You do not know it. But Marcus is you, a few years ago. Subprime. And right now, a younger version of Dave is unlocking a small room for him. A room with no window. You are getting walked to the good chair. The one by the open desk, near the window, where the light is nice, where the salesman wants you comfortable. Marcus gets the room with no window. Same car on the floor between you. Same handshake at the door. Different room behind it. And neither of you will ever know how close you came to swapping chairs. Because the only thing standing between you and Marcus is a number. A number neither of you has ever seen. This is the level where you learn the thing they hope you never learn. You sit down. You negotiate $300 off the price. You feel like a wolf. You sign. And buried in the contract is the markup. You skim that line. You are tired. Carmen is texting that the daughter has a fever, so you miss it. Not on the car, on the loan. 1.25% above what you qualified for. Over 60 months, on a $29,000 note. $1,140. You will never see it leave. It leaves anyway, a little each month, for 5 years. $1,140. That is the number. It is not the price of the car. It is the price of trusting the handshake. The coffee here is real. A machine that grinds the beans. A little foam on top. A logo on the cup. You drink it and you feel taken care of. You have just paid for it 11 times over. You do not know it. At this level, you are not a customer. You are a quota with a fever at home. And you are exactly on target. Level 4, the cash buyer. You are older and the business finally worked. You sold a small thing for a fair amount. And for the first time in your life, you can buy a car the way you buy groceries, with the money you actually have. You walk onto the lot taller. You think you are about to be treated like a king. Because you, of all the people here, are the one who needs nothing from them. No loan, no rate, no Dave in the back room. Just a number. Paid. Today. Greg shakes your hand. Something crosses his face. You do not expect it. It is not delight. It is a small, fast calculation. Then a thinner smile. Because you have just told him you are a problem. This is the part nobody tells you. The dealership does not make its money on the car. The car comes to them at a margin so thin it would not buy lunch. They make their money on the financing, the markup, the warranty, the gap insurance, the protection package, the 7 points Dave used to keep. A cash buyer is a man who walked into a casino. He announced he only came to use the bathroom, so they try to talk you into financing anyway. 0 down, great rate, why tie up your capital? Let your money work for you. They say it with real concern, as if they lie awake at night worried about your portfolio. They offer you the warranty 3 times. They offer you a protection package for the paint, for the fabric, for the tires, for a thing that might happen to a thing that might happen. Each no you say lands a little flatter on their faces. The coffee is real, and it comes fast. A young man in a clean shirt brings it on a small tray, and holding it, you start to understand. The coffee was never hospitality. It was a meter, running, the whole time, on every level. It ran fastest on the people they could make the most from. And you, the cash buyer, are the one person for whom the meter barely turns. The coffee is good. It is good the way a goodbye is warm. They are already done with you. The cup has not even gone cold. You pay cash. You win the battle. You do not yet know you were not the war. At this level, you are not a king. You are a problem they are polite to while they look for the next person through the door. Level 5, the luxury buyer. You are older, and the thing that worked kept working. You do not go to a lot anymore. You go to a building. No banners screaming a sale, no inflatable man dancing by the road, just a glass box on a quiet boulevard. Your name is in a calendar before you arrive. A woman named Priya meets you at the door. The handshake is different. It is 2 hands now. She does not walk you to a car. She walks you to a private room, a leather couch. She asks what you would like to drink. This is the espresso level. It is not from a machine. There is a person whose entire job is the machine. The cup is small and white and warm. A single perfect line of crema on it. You drink it. It is the best coffee anyone has offered you in your whole climb. That is the point. The coffee scales with you. It always has. You just never had enough of it to see the pattern. They do not negotiate here the way Greg did. They do not need to. The margin on this car is wider than the entire price of the sedan you almost bought when you were young. They will not move $1 of it. And you will not ask, because asking would feel like admitting you do not belong. They have learned something about you. You do not respond to a discount. You respond to being known. So Priya remembers Italy. You mentioned it last time. She asks by name about the town you stayed in. She remembers your wife is Carmen. She asks whether Carmen will join you for the delivery, and you feel for a moment like the most important person who has ever sat on this couch. 40 other people sat on it this month. There is a note in a system somewhere, your name on it, your town in Italy, your wife, the way you take your coffee. A younger version of Priya updates it the moment you leave. Each one of the 40 felt known. Each one of the 40 was filed. And here is what they hand you that they never handed you at the bottom. Priya slides the key across the table. A single heavy key on a leather fob. She tells you to take the car for the weekend. No paperwork. No salesman in the passenger seat with his hand on the dash. Just you. Your driveway. Monday. The key you were never trusted to hold when you were young is now the key they press into your palm. They ask you to please keep it a few days. Same handshake, different key. At this level, you are not a buyer. You are a relationship they intend to keep. The espresso is the proof of it. Level 6, the appointment-only showroom. You are older, and there is no price tag, because there is no lot. There is an address. Someone gave it to you. Someone who was vetted before you. There is no number on the door. You cannot walk in. You are walked in. By a name, the way you are walked into the rooms at the top of everything. Before they let you through the door, they already know what you have owned, what you have sold, who you bank with, whether you are the kind of person who returns a thing or keeps it. There is no salesman here. There is no Greg. There is a man named Laurent. He does not sell you a car so much as agree to let you have one, and only after a conversation that is not about the car at all. It is about you, whether you belong. There are perhaps 11 of these cars in the world. The question is never whether you can afford it. It is whether you are someone they want photographed in it. The coffee comes without being asked. You did not request it. It simply arrives, exactly as you like it, because they found out how you take it before you walked in, the way they found out everything else. And sitting there, holding a cup you did not order, in a room you were vetted to enter, looking at a car that has no price, you finally understand. The thing that has been true since the warehouse parking lot. You realize it at the top, the way you only ever realize anything, too late to use it. The car was never the product. At every level, on every lot, in every back room and glass box and unmarked door, the product was you. They were never selling you a vehicle. They were pricing a person. The vehicle was just the receipt they handed you, so you would have something to hold while they did it. Greg priced you in 4 seconds when you were young. He was not wrong. He was just early. Laurent priced you in 4 seconds at the top too, and the only thing that changed across all those years and 6 levels was the number he arrived at, the temperature of the coffee, and which room they walked you to after the handshake. You came up the whole ladder thinking you were learning how to buy a car. You were learning how to be read. The water was warm at the bottom, the espresso was perfect at the top, the handshake never changed, and the only thing any of it ever measured was how much of you they could sell back to yourself. Before you noticed you were the one on the lot. You spent your whole life trying to become the buyer. You were always the thing for sale. Somewhere right now, someone is parking crooked near the service entrance, hoping the car they came in is not seen. A salesman is already walking toward them. He is looking at the shoes, the watch. He already has a number. They think they are the buyer. They don't know yet what they are. They will learn. They always do. The lot doesn't close. It just reads the next one. The handshake is the same as it was for you. Warm, practiced, a little too glad. And somewhere in the back, a fresh cup of coffee is already going cold, waiting to be handed to whoever they decide to make profitable next.